This is Robert Mardlacci, Mindshare Learning, and welcome to the Dell Technologies Learning Series 2021, featuring our inaugural Girls Who Game blog. And congratulations to McMurray Public School and the Toronto District School Board, team coaches Celia Capiteo Tavares and Kamla Rambaran, and Sebastian Basalto, who is not with us today. What an awesome accolade. And perhaps you can tell us a little bit about how you got involved in this Girls Who Game initiative.
So with the new school year and reflecting on how we ended our previous school year, we wanted to find an opportunity for our girls to continue their journey in STEM and coding and taking on leadership roles. And so we came across Girls Who Game program that's sponsored by Dell, Microsoft, and Intel, and really by this amazing educator who is now working for Dell, Katina Papokas, who put this program together to bring girls together to code. And more importantly, it was an opportunity to provide our grade 4 and grade 6 girls in Ms. Rambrand's and Mr. Basuato's class to come together and build a community of learners, as well as go on this inquiry journey to dive into the design challenge of the eatery of the future, and using the design thinking process, guiding them through their research, their planning, and then putting everything together in Minecraft and coding within Minecraft to make these dynamic worlds. And that's just getting started.
And it's really goes beyond the gaming aspect, and it's about the skills that are garnered by the students, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And the global competencies are really at the forefront of the Girls Who Game program, getting the students to see themselves as creators and collaborators, innovators, where they are at the forefront of their own thinking and, taking on the challenge to work with one another. And what was so lovely, even with all the restrictions this year of being in the school, having the girls have an opportunity where this year there weren't many opportunities for extracurricular, giving them that little extra and that little push to see how dynamic they are with their learning in terms of girls and women in STEM later on, I think gave them the confidence to want to continue. And literally, since we've come back from remote learning, my girls every week are like, when are we getting started? When are we getting started? And we literally had to sit down just the other day to discuss the start date of the level 2, which is in a couple of weeks.
Awesome. And so this is a national initiative. What type of commitment does it require if I'm an educator looking to create a team?
Well, really, it's you need the teachers who are willing to be coaches and go on this learning journey with their class communities. We were appointed a lead mentor. So ours was Karen Bueller, who guided us and supported us in our activities and our club meetings by setting up the challenge and introducing a variety of concepts within Minecraft and coding within the arcade make code environment as well. But I do just want to take a moment to emphasize my pure admiration for all the girls in Girls Who Game, and as members, the coaches like Ms. Rambrand and Mr. Basualto, and all the mentors who we partnered up with, because the students really connected, collaborated, and built not only what they were doing in their class community, it continued into remotes. When the school closures happened in the wintertime, those relationships that they forged face-to-face continued in the virtual environment. And as Ms. Rammer just mentioned, the enthusiasm that they're looking forward to connecting again as we're back in our brick and mortar schools to take on the level 2. So the epitome of understanding, patience, adapting, and persevering during a global pandemic, really, these girls are shining.
Such powerful learning opportunities, and it's about relationships, isn't it, and community?
Oh, absolutely. And I think the way the Girls Who Game program is set up, where there are coaches and mentors, the girls feel this sense of community of women who are embracing them, celebrating them. They see themselves in the people that they're interacting with, and that's powerful. We were lucky enough to have Faye, who works in, correct me if I'm wrong, Zal, IT services, and she was one of our senior mentors and just came in and talked about perseverance and not knowing the track that you may be on, and that your career may take many different paths. But if you have perseverance and if you have collaboration and if you can critically think through things, and for some girls that really sat with them and they kept on coming back to it. And the way, you know, the new word pivot, the way the students and our
Heard
girls
that once or
pivoted,
twice.
right? The way they pivoted so beautifully, you know, I think some adults would have been really, I mean, I'm so proud of them because I had to do the same thing and they did it so gracefully. And even meeting on their own time, like organizing their chats and meeting during the winter break and when we were off school line hours and synchronous time or asynchronous time. So taking that leadership role and knowing, especially when we were coming towards the end of the project, the grade 6 girls really stepped it up, especially when they
Amazing.
realized some of the research, there were holes in their research or parts of their build that needed other parts to be researched. They were able to step in and take that initiative.
Amazing. So perhaps you can paint a picture for us. What do the girls do? How often over a period of time? Does this extend through the school year, after school programming, or during school? What's the makeup of it? And what do the boys do during this time as well?
So we decided to do this during the lunch hour, and we met twice a week. And we started off with looking, we actually didn't talk about Minecraft, I would say the first 4 sessions, like 4 weeks. So I think we were like 8 sessions in before they even got into Minecraft. We talked about design thinking. We talked about the UN Sustainable Goals. We talked about how their eatery had to meet the needs of a community. We talked about the empathy approach where their eatery had to meet the needs of the community. So it was all that background research. We were lucky enough to have 3 teams in our group. So one group focused on Kenya, another group focused on an Indigenous Northern community, and one group focused on the Glendale community in Toronto, which is the team that ended up winning in Canada. But all the girls,
Amazing.
yeah, I mean, any team could have really won in our group.
Right.
And so it took I would say a good month before they even touched the Minecraft. And they think they really understood that if they didn't understand why they were building these eateries, they were just going in to play with Minecraft. So
Right.
when we went in, it was purposeful. They knew that they were going to be building a sustainable or an accessible washroom. Why? What kind of materials, if I was building in Kenya, what kind of materials would I need to use? It would have to be locally sourced, so it's more sustainable. So they were very intentional in the way they built their eateries.
Fascinating. What are some of the outcomes and feedback that you've gotten from your students? What's the learning been like for them?
Well, we know, yeah, so we know that the grade 4 girls would like to continue on building their learning experiences and building coding experiences and redo level one challenge. So that's something they're looking forward to in the spring. The grade 6 girls are really excited to taking part in the level 2 experience of Girls Who Game Club and becoming junior mentors. So they would
wow.
be joining a junior
Awesome.
mentor group with other girls across North America and take part in these leadership initiatives and support building their own learning, but more importantly, supporting level 1 members and their own projects.
Fantastic. So what advice do you offer other educators who are considering establishing a program?
Like Girls Who Game, just be willing and open to the experience. Like there is no set path, but know that you're supported. Like the Dell community, the Microsoft community, the Minecraft community that's behind this program is set up to make you and your students successful, which is really awesome. Like if you weren't sure about how to Minecraft, the ladies from Minecraft will come in and teach the girls how to build, a hydroponic system.
Mm-hmm.
If
Very
you were
cool.
not sure how to code something, Karen would come in. I was stuck on something. I'm like, Karen. So she came in, I put her in her breakout room, and she worked with the girls for 40 minutes how to code their signs in their eatery. So it's a really well organized system of ladies and women who want to support these girls but like being flexible, being willing to like go on an awesome journey that's, you know, and especially when you're working with a team of coaches like with Zell and Sebastian, it like invigorated us as we go back to school this year. It was not easy. And especially when you realized you couldn't run clubs like you typically would, it gave you another sense of purpose, even as a teacher, to have these sessions open for the girls and drove you to like, and just watching how much joy it brought them. Like, yeah, I can't even.
Well, it sounds so empowering, and kudos to the two of you for, you know, going out of your way to create this club and embracing the notion of girls who game. Any final thoughts to share, Celia or Kamala?
I'm just going to quote one of our grade 6 girls, and she really felt it important to share with us how we built on our growing awareness of what girls can do in STEM fields. Girls Who Game allowed us, or me, to build positive relationships in and out of the Minecraft world, and confidence in knowing that we are change makers and we can be leaders in STEM.
Amazing.
Like that for me says it all. Like when a student can reflect on their learning and how much they've gotten out of those experiences, that, like Ms. Reverend, like you just said, it's invigorating, and it wants you to do more and provide more opportunities for them to continue growing.
With that, so well said. And thank you so much for your time this afternoon, Celia and Kamala.
Thank you.
That was Celia Capiteo Tavares and Kamala Rambaran, two educators from the Toronto District School Board who were recent winners of the Girls Who Game Level 1 with their club. And this concludes our inaugural Girls Who Game blog. And until next time, keep the learning curve steep.